I regret everything. I met my wife a few years ago and we talked long distance. She came to visit me and we had sex and spent time together. About 2 years after that I moved away from home to be with her and her 3 kids. I regret it so much. I hate being here, am depressed, her kids irritate me so much, we're poor, money doesn't matter, but we could be homeless soon. I just wish I could go back and tell myself to stop talking to her. It's driving me crazy. She doesn't like my best friend, so I hardly talk to him anymore. I miss my friends, my family, my freedom. I had benefits from the government, so I barely worked. I bought weed once a month, I smoked cigarettes whenever I wanted. I could spend all day every day playing video games and I miss it. Most of me still loves her, but my God, do I miss being free. My husband made me feel bad about aging, so I got a facelift. I'm 40 and my husband is 39. I have always been insecure about my age. I have bad genetics and I started noticing my first wrinkles at 28 years old. I started getting wrinkles on my smile lines and on my forehead before I turned 30. It made me feel so upset when I was in my late 20s to early 30s and my friends were still getting carded and I looked too old to ask to show my ID. When I was younger, everyone would guess my age to be a lot older than I actually was. I used to love celebrating my birthday, but ever since my husband started making ageist comments when I turned 30, I stopped caring about my birthday. I remember I said I wanted a nice birthday planned out on my 30th and my husband told me I was too old to care about my birthday. My husband calls me a cougar. He'll say I have a turkey neck and he would say gobble gobble at me. He has made jokes about my age, even going as far as saying I have old lady pussy. Constant comments and reminders about my age. He told me I look like a Shar-Pei. I've told him these comments hurt my feelings and he claims this is all fun and jokes. I can't really even roast him back because he looks good for his age and it makes me mad and envious. I don't even want to roast him because it's just mean. I have deep insecurities about my age and I have nightmares of my husband leaving me for a 21-year-old. I see it happen to other women in my age, so I'm just projecting my insecurities and I keep having these reoccurring dreams. My husband wouldn't do that to me, but it's just a fear I have. I'm sure any woman would be scared to be left and replaced by someone half our age. I didn't want to do Botox because I'm older and I don't feel confident in seeing results in Botox at my age if I just started now. I honestly don't like the shiny hard face Botox gives you, so I just don't like how Botox looks on women's face, so I went for the facelift. I'm on 6 weeks of my recovery. It wasn't very painful. But I'm itchy and I have a lot of discomfort. My bruising is starting to decrease, so I don't feel like a freak anymore. I just want to get to the end of my recovery. I'm trying my best to stay strong. My husband was supportive for my facelift. He's excited to see the full results once I fully recover, but he seems pleased. This seems messed up to admit this, but I'm being honest here on an anonymous platform. Now that I'll look 20 years younger after my recovery, I won't feel paranoia of my husband leaving me for a 21-year-old. I would feel like I'll be more desirable physically. It's sad to say, but honestly, in my experience, strangers don't care about you unless if you're young and sexy. I miss getting compliments by other men and women. I used to get complimented constantly when I looked younger, but now no one ever looks at me or hits on me. Female teacher saw my nudes. I forget my ID at home sometimes, so I keep it saved on my phone, so I walk into class no ID. She asked where mine is. I walked to the desk to show the photo. When I got to her, I went the full photo list, so it was full view and all my stuff was there. Luckily she didn't say anything. I didn't bother looking. I just went back to my desk in shame. Good thing this is my last year. I knew something embarrassing would happen eventually. Wife just confessed to the worst. We're newly married not even 2 months and yet, and in a heated argument she sent me screenshots of her allegedly cheating before the marriage to hurt me. I'm honestly blown away. The betrayal is dreadful and all I see is red. Why are women so sneaky and secretive? Why didn't she just tell me? I don't know why I'm posting on here. I can barely think. My mom almost let me die because of Game of Thrones. When I was 13 I got really sick with strep throat, and because my mom refused to take me to a doctor it eventually worsened into septicemia. There were many signs I was very ill and eventually I stopped eating. My mom was too lazy to take me to the doctor and she insists it was because she thought I was trying to get a day off school, even though it was the holidays. Eventually it worsened and after crawling into the hallway I cried out for my mom and begged to see a doctor. My mom was watching Game of Thrones at the time and paused the episode momentarily to shout, "What the F do you want? Leave me alone." Shortly after I went into septic shock and passed out. My mom only discovered me after my older sister alerted her and I was rushed to hospital where the doctor informed my family that I would have been dead by morning. I was in hospital on 4 antibiotics for 2 weeks. All because my mom just had to finish her episode. I get Game of Thrones is probably a good show, but I'm still a little bitter and to this day I refuse to watch it. It must be insane for my mom to almost let me die for it though.